So, this is going to be an objectively true tier list. Any other tier list is trash. Just straight up. Nobody knows what they're talking about in tier list anyways, so whatever. This tier list assumes high-level gameplay, so like literally top of the top. I can't speak for the Korean or C servers because I didn't really take data on that, so unfortunate. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So as you can see, I made like a little custom screen for this so that it can be nice and organized. We're gonna pick some like obvious mid-tier picks and then we'll get going. So I think doing it like I'll just kind of pick randomly, just whatever comes to my head, and we'll talk about the different characters and where they go on the tier list. Okay, let's start with Adela. Adela's an okay character. She has the ability to, you know, get MKB for free. She doesn't have to start with a weapon. She can focus on getting her armor early. And then, like, in the event that, like, she gets Wick Line, she can make both MKB and, what's it called? Guardian Suit. Super easily. Super strong character. Very consistent. You'll definitely do well on her. So, yeah, she's C tier. Everyone on board that she's definitely C tier? She could be better. Alright, sorry about that. I realized that I can't scroll. Alright. Let's talk about Adriana. Adriana has an unusable field skill. You almost never see it used unless it's like literally final area or Wick Line. Her combat skill is very impactful and she has really high stat attack. But, you know, despite a field skill that's like really weighing her down and not making her very good, she's A tier. Alright, let's talk about Aiden. Aiden's the character that kind of got gutted with, Aiden got gutted with the nerf to gun and the nerf to his kid in general. So, you know, hasn't been very strong for a long time. But, you know, overall, he's okay. We'll put him in B tier. Let's talk about Alex. D-throw Alex is definitely the way to play the character. You thought it was a meme. It's actually, like, really strong. Should definitely play him that way.
Oh, shit!
Happy Sunflower. Thanks for the follow. Meowkaiser. So, yeah. He's definitely A tier. He's higher than Adriana, for sure. For sure, for sure. We have Arda. Arda is the typical lobby bully. He thrives at accelerating his game plan and staying ahead. Most notably, his no digging and his, what's it called? Artifact analysis allows him to claim areas, and basically, as long as he's leading the lobby, there's not much you can do to stop his snowball, right? So he's D tier. This is a legit tier list. I did so much data on this. What are you talking about? There's also Aya. She doesn't take a lot of skill. She's just like a one tap, you press one button, and she kills people if you're lucky. You know, not a very strong character, so she's definitely C tier. Then we have GM Aesop, one of the best GMs that we have seen and community managers we have seen in a very long time. Makes the ERBS people really happy. He belongs in S tier. I don't think anyone will disagree with me when I put GM Aesop in S tier. See, everyone agrees with me. He's literally S tier. No, we can't do triple S tier. Triple S tier is like way too strong, way too powerful. It's only natural he goes in S tier. Only natural. Don't argue with me. The data says he's S tier. Alright, let's talk about Barbara. Barbara is a very complex character, takes a lot to learn, has a high potential. Unfortunately, her potential skill ceiling is really low, despite all that, so she's D tier. Absolutely horrible character, not even worth learning. Just don't do it. It's way too much pain. Then there's Bernice, has really high starting armor. He's always been like an average character. He usually gets overshadowed by other gun characters. He's A tier. Then there's Bianca. Bianca has been... She has like this really weird gimmick where like you can just like never make a weapon on her, ignore mastery entirely, and just use Unbloody Hands for damage. It actually scales into the late game really well. She's S tier. I don't think anyone will disagree with me. The amount of healing she gets from her field skill is really good. Then there's Camilla. Camilla got buffed recently. I have a 100% win rate on him. Super strong character. Really great. Yeah, he's D tier. And then there's Kathy. Kathy is a high skill character. You get rewarded for knowing all of the different masteries. Her bleed is a very powerful skill that basically lets her claim and win any trade in the game. Basically, if you press Arteria on somebody, you don't have to leave the area. Super strong character. Yeah, she's D tier. We're getting there, Shirayuki. Come on, man. Come on. Then we got Celine. Celine has a nice gimmick where she can effectively start in a number of areas due to reshaping and able to basically make a purple gun out of nowhere. Because she's gun, you know, she gets like free armor penetration, super strong, very popular in Korea. Yeah, she's B tier. She's not trash, she's not like super strong, you know what I mean? Alright, then we got Kiara. Kiara is like a very basic Blade character, very strong, comparable to other Blade characters. There aren't very many like pure Blade characters. But Kiara is definitely one that you can pick if you think you just want like a vanilla Blade character that does something. Like she has like a couple gimmicks, but they're not really all that important. You basically just press Q whenever you think your opponent's going to leave. Very simple game plan. She's C tier. Then we got Chloe. Nina is super strong. Like Nina, hands down, can like win games. Like it's the amount of damage that comes out of Nina is nuts. Like absolutely nuts. Really strong character. She's D tier, but Nina is S tier. Unfortunately, they come as a pair. So because Chloe is D tier and Nina is S tier, we're gonna put her in B tier. Makes sense. You know, like, Nina really carries the character. Then we got Lee Dailin. Lee Dailin's a very strong character. You can go blade, blunt, or hand, depending on how the lobby's going. There's a lot of skill involved in using her Drunken Mastery, where you can dodge abilities. Saves you a ton of HP if you use it correctly. Unfortunately, she's way too hard to play, so we'll put her in C tier. Alright, then we got Daniel, the typical edgelord. Unfortunately, he's not as much of an edgelord as Eshion, so we gotta make sure to put him in B tier to give him room for Eshion. Actually, no, we'll put him in B tier just so that Eshion has room. And then, of course, because we were talking about Eshion, Eshion's super consistent. Black Mamba is really good. So Eshion definitely belongs in A tier. I think I'll put Eshion a little bit higher than these people. So let's put him higher than Alex. There's Eshion for you. You know, everyone loves the spiky hair. You know, everyone's like simps really hard for him. Yeah, Black Mamba is nuts. What, do you guys disagree? Eshion's clearly A tier. Clearly. The Eshion skin already out. What are you talking about? That's the base skin. This is Eshion. Eshion is S tier? No, he's A tier. He's not that good. Alright, then we have 11. 11 is recently OP due to the fact that they decided to revert the changes. Like, they nerfed 11 because she was OP. Like, they nerfed the cooldown on freaking donation. And then they buffed it again to back to, like, when she was broken. So, you know, she's broken again. Yeah, she's C tier. Too hard to play. Don't play her. Alright. And then Nimblenaron really messed up this character, Emma. Emma, unfortunately, got a bunch of her cooldowns nerfed. Basically, there's, like, a ton of unwinnable matchups. Like, you used to be able to do, like, QR combos, but, like, you know, the timing's a little bit weird. And so her skills don't actually line up anymore. If you, like, run into people in, like, Forest, for example, you kind of just die. So, yeah, we're gonna put her in D tier until they buff her again. I'm sorry, Emma. But, you know, there's better characters in Eternal Return. Don't play Emma. It's just not worth it. Then we got Eva, super flexible. Unfortunately, doesn't really have a good late game unless you hit SS first. In high ranking lobbies, that's usually not enough to win with, which is unfortunate, but she's still A tier. That's not Hatsune Miku. This is Emma. No, it's actually Emma. That's not a bear. That's GM Aesop. Alright, then we got Fiora. Fiora is a very strong champion. She can oftentimes dominate the laning phase. A lot of times when she hits level 6, she can get a free kill right off the bat with her ultimates. And then come late game, you just split push. There's nothing they can do against you. And in team fights, you have an AoE heal. Super strong character. We're going to put her in S tier. Hi, Lily Dongo. How's it going? No, Fiora's an old character. What are you talking about? Fiora has always been around. Then we got Heart. Her peace zone's bullshit. I'm putting her in D tier out of just moral obligation. Fiora 1v9 time with a good early game. Of course, of course. Then we got Hyejin. D tier for ugly base skin. I don't think anyone will disagree with me on that. Trap Soul is absolutely cracked. Do not play in Battle Soul or Hybrid Soul. Super nuts character, belongs in an S tier. Sephiroth hasn't been released yet. That's the next patch. Then we got Jackie. Now, the thing about Jackie is that, you know, she's like the poster character of the game, and that's kind of bait, right? Like, they get you into the game with like a character like Jackie, and then you learn that like the other characters are just better. Like, they even give you Jackie for free in Eternal Return. And it's just like, if they give you a character for free, that means they're terrible. So Jackie's D tier. And same thing can be said about Hyunwoo. Hyunwoo is the character they give you for free at the start of the game. Don't play that. That's just bait. Bad character overall. Oh yeah, Bianca's turbo strong. Oh yeah, Fiora is one of the best champions in Black Survival. Then we got Jan. Jan is somebody that everyone forgets about, so don't worry about him. We're not going to put him on the tier list because nobody knows who he is. Like, you guys don't know who Jan is. You guys don't even know he's in the game. Then we got Jenny. Jenny's revenge play gives her a lot of value throughout the game, as well as her play dead. Basically get out of jail free, as well as giving her one of the strongest final area zones in the game. Just always play her gun. It's very strong. She's B tier. Skins, unfortunately, does not mean she goes above B tier. Unfortunately. I'm sorry, Lily. Then we got Johan. Johan kind of just slaps people with the word of the god. It's super funny, and he deserves A tier just for that. Like, his combat skill is literally called Sermon. He just slaps you with the word of God. Then we got JP. Hack JP is one of the strongest and most overpowered things in the game. You can instantly kill 9 people in one fell swoop. No other character in the game can do that, so naturally JP belongs on the top. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. Laura. Laura is a bit of a touchy topic. Basically, if you're really into dominatrixes, like you really like it when women step on you, she's A tier. If you don't, she's B tier. Same goes for Lennox. It's basically the same thing. If you like it when they step on you, A tier. If you don't, B tier. Then we got Leon. Leon is hated by a majority of new players. A bunch of new players play Hyunwoo, and then with Leon, you can literally just stop their Lighthouse Bloodwing Knuckle Rush. And like new players can't do shit about it, which makes Leon the ultimate noob stomper. Definitely play him. And on the topic of noob stompers, Luke is even more of a noob stomper. I don't need to get into that. Alright, let's talk about Magnus. Magnus is one of the strongest heroes in the game. He has multiple area of effect abilities. He even has an AoE stun that goes through spell immunity. He can be played in mid lane. He's a really good ganker, really good initiator. Definitely one of the strongest characters, strongest heroes you can play. He's definitely S tier. Magnus is a great character. Absolutely love him. Okay, I'm actually cracking up here. I'll have to cut that out of the video. Ugh. I have to regain my composure, guys. I just like how Kino didn't even know what game that was from. Give me a second. I'm trying my best here. Alright. Then we got Mai. Mai's pattern collection means that she has a lot more armor at early stages of the game. Unfortunately, with the way that she scales into late game, her actually base armor is actually not that good. Her armor gain per level means that basically at late game, she becomes kind of like a loot pinata, where if you kill her, you love to take her body armor. But otherwise, she kind of has the same amount of armor as everyone else. So yeah, we'll put her at A tier. Sorry, Mao Long. She's not good enough to be S tier. She's not quite there. Then there's Nadine, Pub Stomper. Really good in low-level lobbies where people are not controlling animals. She was actually one of the first D+ characters in the game. She's always been super strong, always been a top pick. She's D. Then there's Nathapon. Everyone forgets about Nathapon. It's like he doesn't even exist, so he just doesn't get a spot on the tier list. Isn't Nathapon just discount Arda? I don't know. Nobody plays him. Then we got Nikki. Nikki is basically Jan. And because Nikki is basically Jan, we're just going to forget about her. Like, they have the same skills and everyone forgets about them. Yeah, but they're the same character. You have to understand. Then we got Rio. Rio is basically a female Yuki, and because of that, we'll put them right next to each other. So, I think Rio belongs in C tier, so we'll put them next to each other. They're basically the same character. One's male, one female. They're both from Japan. One of them likes dogs, one of them likes cats. They're all obsessed about being perfect. Then we got Rosalio, who's the best waifu. We'll put him above GM Aesop. He definitely belongs above GM Aesop. Especially because GM Aesop absolutely hates the character, so therefore he needs to be above GM Aesop. Well, JP's overpowered. Then we got Rotzi, same deal with Lennox and Laura. Basically, if you like it when women step on you, goes in A tier, otherwise in B tier. And then we got Shoichi. Everyone hates Shoichi, and so I'll do you all a favor and put him in D tier just for all of you guys so less people play him. I know you all hate Shoichi. I know you all hate getting phony dealed, so I'm doing you all a favor with this one. This is not actually how I feel. Shoichi is definitely an S tier, but, you know, just to avoid people picking him, we're going to throw him into D tier. Then we got Sylvia. Sylvia is a gun character that just takes way too much skill to play. You have to move around a ton. You have to build something very specific on her. And, like, you know, she gets, like, a ton of rewards out of it with, like, a bunch of free crits. Yeah, she's C tier. It's not worth learning her. Go learn a high skill gun character. Like, I don't know. Who's a high skill gun character? Bernice. Yeah, learn Bernice. He's super high skill in comparison to Sylvia. Then we got Cicella. Cicella used to be S tier, and then they nerfed her to Oblivion. Like, Nimble Neuron doesn't even want Cicella to exist in the game, so we're going to abide by their wishes and not put her on the tier list. And then we got Sua. Sua is a very basic character. She doesn't do anything fair or unfair. We're going to throw her into B. There's not much to say about her. Then we got Tia. Tia has the ability to basically grab a bunch of tunas for free. She's super consistent. She's able to get her build online super fast. No other character can quite do what she does. She belongs in C tier. Then we got William. Again, everyone forgets this character exists, so we're not going to put him on the tier list. Same goes with Xiukai, also not on the tier list. And then Zahir. Zahir has the ability to just straight up take whatever he wants off of corpses. It's a super strong ability. Probably one of the best throw characters in the game. He belongs in C tier. So, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have one more thing that needs to go on here. I almost forgot about this character. Bread Seeking. Bread Seeking is one of the best aptitudes in the game. It's definitely S tier. There you go. And so that is the official Black Survival high ranking tier list. There was a lot of data that went into this, a lot of research. I hope you guys enjoyed. This will be on YouTube later. And I hope you share this among with your friends. We're going to take a screenshot, throw this onto Twitter,